Seekers. Welcome back to Joyful Living JA Edition. I'm your host, Barbara J, and I want to wish you a pleasant morning and welcome you back to the channel. If you are new here, we are a community of people who intentionally seek out the simple things in life that brings us joy. For my OG subscribers, wagwan. Alright, so I wanted to start off the vlog this morning. You know it's a Friday morning, so it's the regular Friday morning trips. We're gonna go do road things and get some errands done and all that stuff. I'll throw back later on in the video to some clips earlier this week. I went to one of my favorite places in Lucea so far, or just outside of town of Lucea. It's a local exotic nursery, plant nursery. You all know I love plants. If you've been watching my videos anytime, for any period of time, you know I'm a plant lover and I'm intentionally curating a really lovely garden. So yeah, I went there this week and I got two lovely plants that I'm very excited about. So I'll show you that later on in the vlog. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride into town. And we'll chat later. Tree. You remember this? I haven't seen a tree like this since childhood. Now I said it was star fruit, but she said it's jumbeline. Do you remember this? But look, it's loaded. Oh my God, I love coming to this nursery. You want to pick one?
No man,
oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This one is not green. Look, I'm gonna pick. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Wow. But these are good for making juice. Yes, please. I feel like I am at a playground when I come here. I absolutely love coming to this nursery. Hey Joy Seekers, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Joyful Living JA Edition. And I'm in one of my favorite places, just outside of the town of Lucea, an area called Horton, at this local nursery. And I just love coming here. I honestly feel so alive being in the presence of these plants. Exactly. No, I'm going to use them to make, that is so cool. Oh my goodness. So we're still looking. I'm looking for something to fill out my planter bed. This is called Puss Tail. I love this one. And it blooms this red, almost look like really hair growing off. I'm just wondering, guys, I am just one beautiful nursery looking around and see if I find anything that I can take home with me. Yes, those are loaded with vitamin C. Yes, I'm like a kid in a candy store. A little bit of ginger with these jumbeline, a cousin to the star fruit, and add the ginger to it, and boy, I tell you, we're cooking with Crisco. We're gonna get some delicious juice. Every time I come here, You know plants are my weakness, and you get me every time. Where are you? Every time. Let's go through this little nook and cranny. Oh my goodness, look at these. Look at these Puss Tails. Oh my God, I want a lovely one. Look, and the red for the holiday. Look at this one, or that one. Yes. Oh, but I'm big man. Be careful, you know. Be careful of your back. That one, yeah. No man, you can't. No man, you have to work with me, man. You're not there. You have to work with me. My husband. This one, yes. Yeah. Oh, she's a beauty. So I get 2 babies here, and then 2 other babies, the Puss Tail. That's already in the van. All right, look at my babies coming home with me. These are the Puss Tail. And what do you call those, John? Nairobi? All right. It's all right, man. Put them. So these can take sun, right? Yeah. Semi-shade for the other one. You can put them down. Oh, semi-shade. Ooh, girl, you've made me so happy. So I'm back home now, and you know it's that time of year when we get our baking on. So I'm gonna be doing some baking today. I'm gonna make a traditional Jamaican fruit cake, Christmas cake, black cake. This cake has so many names. So I start out by creaming my butter and sugar, and once that's light and fluffy, I add my remaining ingredients, which I all have mise en place, which means I have them laid out and prepped here. Remember a couple of weeks ago I was saying I couldn't find any egg, couldn't get it at a supermarket in Montego Bay, couldn't get any in Lucea. Found some at a supermarket in Hopewell. There goes my fruits that has been soaking for about 2 months now. Wine and rum. Alright, look at that. Getting light and fluffy. The creaming of the sugar. Added the eggs into that. And that's going to whip up. Next, I'm going to prepare my dry ingredients. So first, I'm going to measure out my flour. And I'm going to add flour, baking powder. I'm going to sift that. Once the flour and baking powder been sifted, I'll go ahead and I'll add another dry ingredient, which is going to be cinnamon. Very, very flavorful spice that goes in. Make your baked items so really flavorful. And on top of that, cinnamon is good. It's great in lowering blood sugar. So it's not just for its culinary value, but it also has nutritional benefits as well. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and grate my spice, which is nutmeg. Also great flavor added with nutmeg in baked items. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just stir to incorporate all my dry ingredients. So everything here is prepped. I have baking powder, flour, nutmeg, and cinnamon. All right, so next I'm going to add the dry ingredient into the wet. Slowly, 1 cup at a time, until all of the dry ingredients have been added to the wet ingredient. All right, so once I get that done, I will then move on to the next process, And the other process that will follow after all the dry ingredients have been added is to add the browning. This is what will give it this rich, decadent color. Now this is up to you how much browning you want to add, whether you want to add a bottle or a bottle and a half or 2 bottles, depending on how much cake mixture you're making and how dark you want it. Some people like it on the lighter side. I like a rich, decadent looking. I also add molasses, just a little bit of molasses to my mixture as well. So it gives it this rich, shiny, very smooth yield when everything is mixed. And you'll see, it's a very, very smooth and rich cake. Look at that. Look at that goodness. Dark, rich, shiny, silky, creamy looking batter. And it's light. I like a very light Christmas cake. I know folks bake their Christmas cake and it's on the thicker, heavier side. I don't like that. I adopted my technique from my mother, whom I believe makes the best Jamaican fruit cake on the planet. It is just so light, so delicate, so rich, so flavorful. And I really admire that style, and I have adopted it. So look at that. I'm going to pour out the batter into a larger mixing bowl, and I'm getting ready to add the mixed fruits. Look at that sheen. Oh my God. This is just amazing. It's going to be super delicious and light and fluffy and moist on the inside with all those layers of flavors. Really good. You gotta scrape every bit of that batter into that other mixing bowl. Cannot waste a thing. All right, once that's done, then the next thing we're gonna add to this mixture, we are going to add the mixed fruits. And once the mixed fruits have been added, then you know you're getting closer to getting it ready to put in your baking pan. All right, give it a nice stir to incorporate everything. And I'm going to remove the whisk. I don't need it at this point. And I just have more access to stirring the batter. I'm adding in the last quarter of the fruits. I added about 3/4 of it before. Now I'm putting in the last bit of it and giving it a nice stir to incorporate everything. Look how rich that is. Oh my God. That looks divine. Cannot wait for this cake to bake and try this. Yes. All right, so once I'm done incorporating all the ingredients by just mixing in the fruit, make sure everything is in. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Now it's time to prepare the pan. I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of butter to coat the bottom and the sides of the baking tin. And I'm using these baking tin. It's just easier to give somebody a cake or to serve a cake for dessert. And you'll just have them conveniently in this size cake pan. So I should be able to get about 6 to 7 cakes from this batter. I'm pouring in 2 cups of the mixture. All right, look at that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did I get? 5? No, I have a couple more. All right, so they're in the oven now. And I'm going to bake them at 350 degrees. And voila, look at that goodness. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh my God, my Christmas cake are just looking divine. Wow. Yes. So guys, all right, on look to what sorrel. I found at the market yesterday. And I say it this way because remember, so we just have a hurricane, massive Melissa mash up the place in at the western end of the country, like Hanover and St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, part of Manchester. You know what has happened. And so a lot of the supplies in terms of seasonal things that we would have available to us in produce for the holiday is non-existent. But I found sorrel. It's a berry, for those who are not familiar with it, but it is typically used to make a drink. It could be used for several other things. I've made sorrel cake, all kinds of different things, but it's used steeped in boiling water right here, bubbling, sweetened, and of course infused with ginger. So tell me why the woman tell me say a $1,000 a pound for sorrel. Crazy. I saw it in 2 markets and it was the same price. Last week in Montego Bay Market and yesterday at Lucea Market. But I love my sorrel, I have to have it. So I drop my belt and I buy the pound of sorrel. And some years I've actually used the other type, the one that is dried and compressed. I find it to even be more concentrated. So I had a pack of that. Hold on, let me show you. So I had this one from early that I had purchased earlier on in the year, and I'm going to use both of them because I just didn't think this would be enough. It's not really a very big pack. So I have the fresh and I have the dried sorrel, all natural. So it's going down. I'm gonna steep it, then I blend it out. I usually take a couple of the sap of the sorrel, this part of it, and then throw it in my blender, and then strain it off. It gives it a more rich, I like my sorrel almost look like a nice medium-bodied red wine. That's kind of how I like to drink it, almost like a wine. All right, so that's what's going down in the kitchen. It's really starting to look a lot like Christmas and the holiday. And again, we're just lifting the spirits, lifting the chair, because we just have to. We have life, we have to give thanks, and yeah. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to add the sorrel in. Also alrighty. Give this a stir. Add my ginger. Ginger will be blended out as well. I'm going to steep it with the ginger. Cover. All right, and let that do what it's going to do. Catch you later. Thank you guys so much for watching. and for being a part of this community. Don't forget to like, share the videos so we can grow this channel, we can grow this community, and it really helps push the content out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time I catch you, Joyful Living JA Edition. Happy holidays.